Hey everyone! Today I want to go over my scrapbooking materials and some things that I've made. I got really into decorating envelopes and letters a few years ago when I began mailing fan letters. Scrapbooking is a fun way to customize your mail, decorate photo albums, and it also doesn't have to be expensive. I rarely buy new materials, and when I do, I also don't spend a lot. This video is going to have a few different segments. I first want to go over some examples and also talk about how I get inspiration and ideas for what I make. Then I want to go over all my materials. There's a lot to go over, but specifically like paper, stickers, pens, markers, scissors, ribbons, glue and tape, and all that stuff. Here are some examples of things I've made. I'm not going to show a personal photo album, and I don't have any of the mail that I've already sent out. As you can see, I decorate a lot of envelopes in advance, for some holidays. This is a pencil case. I spray painted it, drew a bunch of hearts on it, and on the inside glued a lot of paper and stickers in here. This is actually from a previous video that I did for making Valentine's cards for characters. I thought this was super fun. More envelopes that I've already decorated, just with stickers. Then over here, some VTuber photo cards. These are really fun to decorate. And then also putting stickers on top of a little sewing case. So if you're writing a letter to someone, you have a lot of different paper options. Here I have a notebook with just plain lined paper. Sometimes I even draw my own lines on paper. I will also say I was gifted a lot of supplies. Here's some example of paper that's already decorated. A lot of times you can buy this paper with a matching envelope. Sometimes what I would do is find an image like this on Google and print it out with a printer. So that's basically what this is. It's really just an image. I have a lot of notebooks that are already kind of decorated. Sometimes if I don't want it to say Furby right here, I will just cut the paper. But this is cute because it's already colored. I have a lot of little Post-its. This was like $2. These were gifts because people know I like art. This was like $3 around Easter time. The only thing is, it is seasonal, really obvious with the little rabbits, but some aren't. And this was like $3. Here's a little Hello Kitty notebook, and really, it's just this really pretty gradient, but at the bottom it has these little characters. So sometimes I do just use plain paper and draw a little character at the bottom, and it really does a lot. Some little Miku Post-it pads. These are also really inexpensive. And this notepad was literally from the Dollar Tree. And when I do rarely buy new supplies, a lot of times it's from the Dollar Tree because they do have a lot of cute materials. Here is my decorative paper. As you can see, I have a few doilies. A lot of this paper is from packaging. Just cut out the cute background. Here's some gold scraps from gift tags and packaging. I have a lot of paper from origami sets. There's some tissue paper. A lot of this I did not buy new. I just had it from gift wrapping, other art projects. Like I said, you really can source this stuff pretty easily. Sometimes I do go and buy the 50-cent sheets of paper from craft stores. I did also find a nice big set of decorative paper at a yard sale, and the pack of paper retailed for 20 something dollars, and I got it at a yard sale for $2. Here's another little notebook, and I do just rip the pages out because they're really cute. This was a gift. It's just a pad of postcards. I also, when I cut paper, I keep these scraps and use them as like decorative borders. This was from a little activity sheet, and I'm thinking of cutting out these flowers that I colored in. I think they'd be really cute on a scrapbook. I'll probably cut out like Hello Kitty as well. I will also say it's a really good way to find cheap scrapbooking materials like paper and envelopes at thrift stores, because secondhand scrapbooking supplies are really inexpensive. You can see a lot of the really pretty paper that I found for so cheap. Someone was selling their collection of paper for really inexpensive. Moving on to envelopes. As you can see, I have a lot of pre-made ones. I did go to a scrapbooking store to buy these gold envelopes. It came in a set of 10 and it was kind of expensive. But that was like one of the few times I bought new supplies. And after that, I was like, yeah, I'm not buying anymore. I need to make my own. I went to the thrift store and got this pack of assorted envelopes with matching cards. And I have been using those for years. They've lasted me, and they're blank, so you also get to decorate them. Here's an example of one that I drew a little ribbon on to make it a little cute. Here's an example. This one is a pre-made card, but the decoration is really simple. You could do this with a marker. Here's an example of that blank letter paper, and I just put a thin paper border on it, and it looks a lot nicer. Now you don't need these, but these are just labels, and I do sometimes use them when I'm writing like to and from on the envelope, just to make that stand out against the colors a little more, but it's not necessary. Sometimes I would just write it on a white sheet of paper and glue that here instead. And then also I use that decorative paper that I showed you before to make my own envelopes. The one thing you will be buying kind of often are stamps, and sadly, like every time I go to buy more, the price has gone up by like 5 cents. And for a stamp, I think the prices are going a little too high, but there's international stamps. So when I'm writing fan mail for overseas, I use these stamps. Just have to ask for like the global stamps, and then there's like the Forever USA stamps, which are just for within the US. And usually post office have like seasonal ones. Sometimes they only have one design, but they're always really cute. And over here, like I said, with buying supplies secondhand, a lot of people honestly just don't value like paper and stationery, which is good if you're trying to buy some, because you can find them really cheap. These are super cute, and you put a little ribbon in these holes. Here is my little box of ribbon. Yes, this is really mostly used for sewing, but I find these really pretty ribbons, and you can just glue them down with a stronger glue like tacky glue to envelopes or paper to give it a really pretty border. You can also make little bows and glue them onto your paper, envelope, or photo album. They do sell pre-made tiny bows with a glue dot on the back, but you really can just make your own, so you don't have to buy them. A lot of times I buy thin, small ribbons if I want to use them on paper specifically. Here's what I use for glue, hole punchers, and scissors. Here are my normal scissors. I feel like that's very self-explanatory. Just scissors that cut straight. But what's really fun is you can get these scissors with a squiggly border. They're actually really inexpensive. I saw them at Hobby Lobby today for like $2 or $3. There are these really fun hole punchers. This one cuts a heart hole. Here's just a normal round hole puncher, but that's good for like photo albums. These are super fun. As you can see, they have these really complicated designs, but I will say brand new, these are very expensive. Luckily, I got these secondhand for only a few dollars. Then here's some tape, which I really don't use. This one is decorative, as you can see. It's a bunch of little flowers. I only have one roll of washi tape. Like I said, I really don't use tape because if anything, I kind of just make a decorative border out of paper. This isn't even strong tape. It really is just decorative. But this is all I got. And then for glue, nothing special. So some stick or liquid glue. And for stronger things, like if you're gonna glue down a little bow, you can use tacky glue. My favorite and most fun part of scrapbooking are all the stickers. There's just so many cute ones. And it's might be the most expensive part because it can really add up if you buy a lot of stickers. Probably the last thing I bought was this book, which is really handy. It's a sticker book of just a bunch of different really cool letters, and this helps a lot because previously I was just drawing them by hand, which was a little difficult. Sometimes I would even cut them out of colorful paper, and that was really tedious. So this has come in handy. Then I also, this was on clearance, so I got it for like $2, but I got a bunch of vinyl letters that even come with these vinyl sheets. I haven't used anything yet, but that would be really handy. These rows of gem stickers are from the Dollar Tree, so they were literally $1 each, and I used one row right here on this cardboard photo album. And I'll show you what's inside, just a bunch of stickers. But as you can see, I used it to decorate that. A lot of sticker books. This one's from the Dollar Tree, so it was really cheap. And actually, if you go to craft stores after Valentine's Day, a lot of these books will be marked down. I got a lot of these from the thrift store, so it's just like a pack of stickers. A lot of these were like brand new. Here's one that I've gone through quite a bit. I was at an antique store and there was this bag of Valentine's Day stickers and paper for only a couple dollars, so that's what I mean by secondhand. These are really inexpensive. I keep a lot of sticker sheets in this cute little box. So I have a bit of rhinestones, again from the Dollar Tree, so really cheap. And a lot of these stickers, like I said, were either gifts or I just already had them. And what's really fun is you can buy blank sticker paper. I've used this one quite a bit, but it's matte sticker paper, so you can draw or write on this and then cut it out to make your own stickers. So this is a photo album, but instead of photos, I put scrap paper and stickers in here. So just a lot of scrap papers that I can still use. And then I showed you those scissors that cut this decorative border. I use these to write names of the recipients I'm sending mail to. You can see some tissue paper, some scraps that still have some use in them, or just smaller pieces of paper to keep track of. Some more scrap paper or sticky notes that aren't sticky anymore. And now we're getting to the sticker part. So I had like a Hello Kitty activity sticker book, and instead of keeping the stickers on the giant sheet, sometimes I cut them out and stick them in here. Sometimes I get little freebie stickers when I order things online, and so that's them in there. Stickers, like these right here from the Dollar Tree. Stickers from friends, or like I said, I cut them out of the sheet and store them in here. These were also from the Dollar Tree. And I would order sticker paper online, blank, and then print out photos with my printer to kind of make my own stickers. So I have a lot of those in there. These were stickers from like custom address labels, and I just cut off the address part and used the pretty pictures. These are foam stickers. I did already have them, and it just gives me a really good idea to also make my own. This is definitely possible. Some little rhinestones, cat stickers, more gems from the Dollar Tree. These Hello Kitty stickers I got at a garage sale for like 25 cents. As you can see, from the Dollar Tree. I really only buy stickers when they're really cheap, but like I said, I also already had stickers from like family members from years ago. I forgot to record an outro, so here it is. Bye bye.